According to exclusive Ipsos polling for Global News, 40% of people identified affordability and the cost of living in their top three most important issues. 35% named healthcare, followed by the economy at 23%. Meanwhile, Pierre Poilievre has overtaken Justin Trudeau as the preferred candidate for Prime Minister. Poilievre receiving 35% support compared to Trudeau's 31%.
I think what we're seeing in terms of leadership right now is just a genuine disaffection with the Prime Minister's leadership. He's, the last 2015, he was a darling. 2019, he was a disappointment, and now that we're in just past the 2021 election, there's a significant segment of Canadians who just don't like him and don't want him to continue, and really don't have a lot of appreciation for his leadership. Now, there are also people who do appreciate his leadership, but it's pretty clear that the plurality of Canadians right now are looking for alternatives. And now that Mr. Poilievre's come on the scene, not so much as a result of anything that he's done or said, but really more as a result of people looking for something else other than the current Prime Minister, it's given Mr. Poilievre a bit of a boost. So it's not that people have all of a sudden rallied to Pierre Poilievre. It's that they're really not happy with the leadership they're getting into the country. They've personalized it, just as the Liberal Party asked them to personalize it as Justin Trudeau. It's Justin Trudeau's Liberal Party. Well, guess what? They've done it. And when something makes you really strong, as it did in 2015, the potential for it to make you quite weak as time goes on is there as well. And that's what we're seeing. So it would be a misinterpretation, I think, right now to see anything that we're getting out of public opinion surveys, other than from people who really are following politics really closely, as a reflection of what they actually think about Pierre Poilievre. It's really more of a general reaction to what they think about Justin Trudeau. Inflation has now emerged as the new crisis. They're saying the cost of living, how it's affecting me personally. And they're looking out to the three major political parties in this country, and they're saying, I'm not seeing anything that suggests to me that you have a plan for dealing with this. Now, Mr. Trudeau is being evaluated based on his performance because that's the experience that people are living day to day. But for Jagmeet Singh and for Pierre Poilievre, it's simply that they haven't heard anything. And haven't been able to build confidence around any sort of plan that they believe that will get things back on track. It doesn't mean that both leaders aren't necessarily talking about this. Basically what it is that people just aren't in a political kind of election sort of frame of mind right now, and they're not really looking at anybody else other than the government's performance to decide what they think about what's happening in terms of turning the economy around and getting inflation under control. One of the things that we saw in the global national polling that we did through the course of the leadership campaign was that conservative partisans were paying a lot of attention, but the average Canadian wasn't. So as we saw Poilievre come on strong through the course of the summer, we saw Charade decline. We didn't see those types of movements among the general population or the general voting population. So I think it's really more of a reflection of people just not tuned in to what's happening around the opposition parties right now. And their focus is really day to day on what the government is going to do in order to deal with the inflation issue. To the extent that Mr. Poilievre is getting any support, and we see it in this polling as being, offering better ideas on things that relate to the economy and dealing with inflation. It's really just a reaction to people saying, I'm not really liking what I'm seeing from the federal Liberals, so maybe somebody else can do it. It's not like they're buying into his plan or buying into his position, because they really don't know what it is. It really is interesting to see, after a period of 7 years, where the federal Liberal Party finds itself. Very little issue strength, very little performance strength, and their leader has become a drag on their ticket. I mean, we asked one question on the survey, asked several questions on the survey about leadership. And the one that I found the most surprising was when we asked the question, who do you think of all the three political leaders, or among the three political leaders, is most in over his head? And Justin Trudeau was ahead by double digits over Pierre Poilievre. And that's over somebody that they don't even know.